Recently, I've wanted to get back into streaming, and I'm just not quite sure where I should be streaming at. Currently in the space, there are three main competitors. We have Twitch, YouTube, and Kick. And I think the correct answer is harder to find than people realize right now. As a small creator, it is hard to fully settle on where I should go. So I thought we'd look at the pros and cons of all these platforms and see where maybe I might end up. Twitch has been the tried and true platform for a while now. Their history of being the leading platform has been widely known for a while now. When you think search engine, you think Google. When you think video sharing, you think YouTube. And when you think streaming, you think Twitch. Twitch has a multitude of features as well that help solidify its place as number one, such as their clips and channel points features that allow audience interactivity. I would say one of their most important features that truly defines their platform are their Prime subs. If you have an Amazon Prime subscription, you can help your favorite streamer with one free Prime sub, which I think is huge. The biggest problem with Twitch is how little they value their streamers. One of the biggest changes we've seen in regards to this is their removal of the 70-30 splits for partnered creators, and putting everyone on a 50-50 split. Basically, Twitch gets to sit on their ass and gets 50% of the money that you should be making. They claim they need this because, streaming content costs so much money, but you are owned by Amazon, the second biggest company in the world, with one of the biggest cloud server services in the world. I think that changing the split does give them a good chunk of more money, but there's no way switching to 50-50 is what's going to get them out of the red as a company. Not only does Twitch not care about streamers, but they especially don't care about small streamers. On Twitch, there's zero discoverability for two major reasons. One, the most viewed streamer in each category is at the top of the category, so you really have to scroll down if you want to find and help a small streamer. Two, every time you open a stream, you get an unskippable 30-second ad. No one wants to wait 30 seconds to then be able to decide if your stream is worth watching or not. This system makes it so hopping between streams sucks too. If you want to check out another small streamer after clicking and watching the first one for a minute, then you have to wait for another 30-second ad on this new stream. In order to be anywhere close to successful on Twitch, you really have to grow off-platform, which doesn't make sense at all, especially if Twitch is trying to figure out ways to keep people on the site. To help allow streamers make up lost costs from switching to a 50-50 split, and ensure streamers have a consistent amount of income, they've started the Ads Incentive Program, which is amazing, in theory. Because the amount of ads they require to do in an hour is absurd. To get the highest tier, which is typically about as much as 1 month of rent, you have to run 6 minutes of ads an hour. That is 1/10 of your stream being just ads, which is absurd. Especially when you consider that a lot of these deals require you to stream anywhere from 100 to 170 hours in a month. That is anywhere between 10 to 17 hours of ads a month. I was trying to watch Shroud play the CS2 beta when it dropped the other day, and because he is signed exclusively to Twitch, he is required to run a certain amount of ads on his streams. When I booted up the stream, I got a 30-second unskippable ad, but because I came at the wrong time, I then got 2 minutes of ads that he ran while he stepped away. Finally, he gets back, and after about 3 rounds into his match, I get another minute of ads from Twitch's automated ad system. This is not a watchable system and has to be better. This is where I initially left off this section when I first wrote this video in May, but in usual Twitch fashion, more bad decision making has occurred. Twitch almost banned baked-in ads for streamers. This would have meant that streamers of any type would not have been able to work with other brands on Twitch, which is insane. A lot of people have discussed this over the past couple of days, but I think a major piece that wasn't discussed nearly enough was how much this would have killed the esports scene on Twitch. The only way these major tournaments are able to take place and hire all these production staff is through these baked-in ads. This was just such a baffling situation because things they sponsor, like Valorant and the Streamer Awards, would not have been allowed according to their own rules. They would have essentially banned their own ads and stuff. Obviously, they rolled back these decisions because no one in their right mind would stay unless contractually obligated. But then they secretly changed the terms of service to pay creators after net 45 instead of net 15, meaning people who thought they were going to get paid every 2 weeks are now going to get paid every 6 weeks, and they made it so you can't restream any of your content cross-platform, even if you aren't partner or affiliate, which only harms small creators who want to field their options and see what platform gains the most traction to then commit to the service that garners the biggest audience. And God forbid you break any of these rules, because then you will get banned on Twitch, possibly permanently, which means that anyone on Twitch can no longer stream with you because they will get banned for ban evasion, just for you featuring on their stream. Meaning that Twitch can essentially end your entire streaming career and your relations with any streamer on Twitch because they don't like you, or they don't like that you got a better offer and bought out by a different platform, which is some anti-competitive bullshit if I've ever heard it. And even as I was typing the finishing touches on the script, you have a guy on Twitch named Harris Heller, who was talking about all this bullshit on Twitch, on stream, to then have a staff member at Twitch come to a stream and say, what you said about us is wrong. Harris was like, fine, let's get some clarification. What about what I was saying was wrong? He then got gaslit by the employee, claiming he's never said any of that and making Harris feel uncomfortable. Harris then tries to ban him, and apparently you can't ban Twitch staff from your chat, so it made a very uncomfortable situation where this guy's still able to talk to him and is like, wow, you tried to ban me? And then he just has to end stream because it's so uncomfortable of a situation. Like, what a great PR move, Twitch. What a way to really show your appreciation for creators after your worst mess up in history. Honestly, this incident wouldn't be that bad, but with all the other shit going on, it really highlights how little they care. Probably in 2 weeks from now, we'll get a new policy update that every Twitch employee can piss in your salad and force feed it to you, and you get a permaban if you don't. And they'll just say, we hope our creators don't misunderstand our new policy. We just want to ensure everyone's stomach is full of wet, hot piss so they can remember that we're their only option. And with a new CEO coming in who many streamers have said doesn't understand the space that he is in charge of, I fear for the future of this platform. For the purpose of these videos, I'm going to be explaining all these platforms as boats. Twitch is like a treasure Titanic. This boat is filled to the brim with gold and jewels, and everyone loves being on it because they have a chance of getting a bit of that ship's gold, especially if you get to be the part of the top 10%. But the ship is slowly sinking, and it's honestly just a matter of time until they either find out how to patch the hole or another boat has to come and rescue everyone. Next on the list we got YouTube. YouTube, in the complete opposite of Twitch, seems to really care about its live streaming creators. I think the best example of this is Ludwig, who, when asked to sign between Twitch and YouTube, YouTube fought to get him on their platform, as they saw the value in him and his content, while Twitch just let him go without really putting up much of a fight. YouTube also has a 70-30 split for all of their creators that Twitch streamers could only dream of. Another really cool and unique feature is that when you have a YouTube video set up as a premiere on your channel, you can send your audience to the YouTube premiere as a raid right after your stream. Raiding other streamers is a feature pretty universal to all streaming platforms, but it's this extra level of being able to raid your own content that is super unique and interesting to see. It's actions and features like this that make me have more faith in the platform's future, but the platform's present is abysmal. Similar to Twitch, there's a lot of discoverability issues for people. I mean, just look at the YouTube live feed. Most of this is just music being streamed 24/7 and doesn't really help build a live streaming ecosystem. The only time I ever know if someone is streaming is if I'm subscribed to them, and I see it in my feed. If people can't find streams to watch on the platform, why would they want to stream there themselves? There are a lot of quality of life things like changing stream titles and categories that are hard to do when you're live as well. Even stuff like chat interaction and proper readable chat speeds are missing from YouTube. So much so that Ludwig had to make a browser extension to make YouTube streaming a viable option. Which this stuff is to be expected, right? It's newer in the streaming space and is still finding its footing, while also having to help optimize all the other aspects like shorts and the normal YouTube systems. But the biggest problem is it takes YouTube ages to make any changes to the platform. The most recent change they made was adding a live tab to the homepage so VODs can be viewed at a separate page from the rest of your content, which is really good for the overall platform. But there are still some very important features missing that make it not possible to stream on YouTube in its current state. I would say YouTube is like a pontoon boat. I've never hated my time on a pontoon boat. It's slow and steady and enjoyable. But this pontoon boat might want to speed it up if it wants to win the race. The last one I want to talk about today is the new ship on the dock, Kick. Kick has come a very far way in such a little time in regards to its development. It looks very similar to a lot of other platforms such as Twitch. It's also got the most generous split of any platform with a 95-5 split with their creators, which is unheard of in the space. However, Kick has had kind of a sketchy start. The biggest thing is that it is all funded and created by Stake.com, a gambling website. They did not disclose this information, which isn't legally required, but to some people like myself, it felt a bit scummy that a platform that allows online gambling streams is funded by the very websites these people will be gambling on. My biggest issue with Kick are the other streamers on the platform. The current thing that a lot of the big creators on this platform boast about is that you can do anything you want on this platform, which has led to a lot of, let's say, problematic content. Not only is there the riskier side of content here, but two of the biggest streamers on the platform literally stream the Super Bowl and are expecting that the platform will have no repercussions. I have a little conspiracy theory that due to the sports gambling on stake.com, we might not ever see Kick have a lawsuit with the NFL, and they probably got a behind the scenes slap on the wrist to make sure their creators don't ever pull a similar stunt like this in the future. I also think I have to address the content creator elephant in the room on Kick, Layton. Layton was picked up with an exclusivity deal right before he was banned on Twitch, and since his arrival on the platform, he really hasn't done the platform any justice. He boasts things like, you can do anything on this platform, like pull up a well-known adult content website and then go, wait a second, my pretty well-known majority underage audience, you guys are above 18, right? He basically does things on stream or with his audience and then expects no repercussions, and then, funny enough, he gets no repercussions. It is funny to see him finally actually seeing consequences to his actions. There's a funny clip of him on stream where he asks his manager, why do no famous people want to come on my stream? And his manager just laughed at him and he's like, you're a brand risk, dude.
Wait, so it's because I'm a brand risk?
Duh.
And he's like, what? My past actions have consequences today? What? Another thing I really don't like about him recently is when he went on stream during all this Twitch situation and said, Hassan and Miskif, you aren't allowed on Kick. I don't think Layton actually has the power to do this at Kick, but this is the exact unfair bullshit, bias, and favoritism treatment in rule and policy enforcement that we are trying to escape by leaving Twitch. Which, this all really sucks for Kick, because now the guy who, whenever he feels like it, will just say end yourself to other streamers is now the face of your platform. This also sucks for someone like me who would love to go to a viable Twitch competitor. For a lot of people out there, going to Kick is a statement. It means associating yourself with people like Layton. And in a way, it shows your support for this type of content and hatred. When you try and grow your audience on Kick through TikTok, you aren't just fighting to get someone to check out your stream, but you're also fighting to get them to ignore all the other shit going on with Kick and the hateful community that it's currently developing. Kick does have a lot to offer though. As Trainwreck's, a streamer/major owner at Kick, has mentioned, adding a system to make an hourly wage while streaming depending on many factors, with the initial leaks stating a $16 an hour rate. This is an amazing step forward in the right direction for creators. Some out there have criticized the desire for making money off of content being a major focus and decision for creators. But, in my eyes, having a stable income with the time and effort you put into your stream allows you to then reinvest that money and time into making your content better and ultimately giving your audience a better experience. The value in investing in your creators is that your creators will create better content and make an overall better platform, which ultimately gets more people to the site by the end of the day. With the type of edgier and riskier content and the amount of brand risks being the face of the platform, I don't think Kick will be able to get a lot of advertisers to stick around. The point of a platform's terms of service is not just to be mean to creators, but to ensure advertisers stay on the platform. It seems like Kick has started cracking down on enforcing rules, but none of the bans on Kick have been permanent to my knowledge, meaning you can basically get away with doing anything and just get off with a slap on the wrist. Kick is like a party boat with a shit ton of fireworks on it. It's new and fun, but the people on it aren't the greatest, and you're really hoping that the captain of the ship comes in soon to make sure the passengers don't set off the fireworks and sink the ship. When I wrote the first pass of the script, I basically sat here and said, yep, Twitch is it, and wrote off all the other options as Twitch seemed to be the only viable option. But now as a small creator, I really have no clue. Once is an accident, twice is a coincidence, and 3 times is a pattern. If they are going to get rid of 70/30, ruin all discoverability for small streamers, try to remove creators' ways of self-funding, and countless other things, that is a clear pattern of anti-creator sentiment from a platform that only works as long as creators are on it. But I am really torn. For every one good thing about each of these platforms, there's 2 bad things. Like, I don't really like a lot of the people on Kick, and I don't really like how long it takes between updates for YouTube. But am I really gonna sit by and let Twitch continually shaft me? I'm obviously not gonna stream on Rumble or TikTok. The problem is, what do I do from here? I think my final decision is going to be streaming on all three at once, right? Not restream, but trying each platform individually. I have a link tree in the description below, which will take you to my channel across all these platforms if you want to support me and follow me. From here, I think I will routinely stream on all these three platforms and wait to see how these platforms develop, both my personal audience on each of these platforms and the platform itself, to see how each platform grows. And in a couple months, I think I'll be able to make my final decision. Because in the current state of all of these platforms, none of them feel that great to commit to. Also, let me know in the comments what platform you guys think I should stream on. I genuinely want to see what people's takes on all the information and these thoughts I have about each of these platforms are. For example, if I get enough backlash for trying to stream on Kick, I would get it, right? Because a lot of the problems that you guys would have with me streaming on Kick, I have with it myself. The same goes with YouTube and Twitch. So your feedback on this video is very important to me in helping me solidify the future of my streaming endeavors. And I hope you guys learned something from this video, right? I hope that, if you're also having similar issues to me and trying to decide a platform, that I at least informed you a little bit on, the different problems with all these platforms. And I know that in the end, I did not come up with a solution or a final resting place for me to stream on, but I hope I helped you maybe decide where you want to stream for the future.